Let's get more on Giving Tuesday and charitable giving globally. And for that, we're joined by Vicki Escarra, Global CEO of Opportunity International. Vicki, thanks for giving us your time tonight.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
So on this Giving Tuesday, hashtag Giving Tuesday, how did this really gain traction? How has this become such a global movement?
So, following on Cyber Friday or Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we're entering into a season that internationally people are more focused on each other, and we're seeing that as a trend as far as the world goes, that more and more people are thinking about what else do we need as individuals. And so this notion of Giving Tuesday is taking great traction. We have, as a focus for Opportunity International at opportunity.org, $1 million pledge in between now and the end of the year, and it will help us focus on 15,000 jobs.
You know, what's interesting to your point is that many charities get about half of their donations between this period and New Year's.
Yes.
Why is this time so crucial, other than the fact that everybody's feeling festive and there's a general sense of goodwill? Why is this such a crucial donating time?
So clearly, there are tax deductions that take place at the end of the year. I think that's a focus.
So people want to squeeze those in before the end of the year.
They want to squeeze those in, but I also think it's more philosophical and even somewhat spiritual, that people do have this mood, this feeling of wanting to give back. And so that it closes the year, allows us to reflect and look forward.
Do charities campaign more aggressively during this time of year, typically?
They typically do. Now, charities as a whole, which now are 11% of the GDP of the United States, are beginning to do more advertising throughout the year, so it's not all moved into one season.
11% of the GDP. Let's expand on that figure, because that sounds quite phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. What it says is that the sector's huge. It's very influential. It says that Americans in general are very, very generous.
Right.
And that they are thinking again about others and how do they give back. So
this is obviously a number that comes from all the staff and all the infrastructure that is also involved in these charities.
It does.
To contribute 11% of GDP. Well, you can see why, because there are over 1 million registered charities in the US alone. So how does one go about picking the right charity? What should you be doing in terms of due diligence?
Such a great question. So I can speak only to Opportunity International. I wouldn't view us as a charity, but more as an investment mechanism, organization, wherein people can invest $1, and over 5 years it equates to $6, because the money and the investment that you make with us just continues to be recycled. And so that's why we are really looked at more socially as an investment arm. And that's why I think we have so many...
What do you mean by that? Which are the charities that money then gets passed on to?
So if you invest $100 with us, it goes into one of our investment firms, one of our banks, and then we provide loans to women living in poverty. They pay them back, and then they're recycled again to another woman. So the money is never actually given, it's invested.
How can you evaluate the impact of your charitable donation? What are the ways of making sure that the money is actually getting to the people that it's supposed to be getting to?
So there's so many ways that you can do that through Charity Navigator is a great vehicle. You can also go directly to the charity and or organization, nonprofit, and ask them for impact measurement. Mm-hmm. So, how is my money going back to directly impact the client that I'm interested in ensuring that he or she is moving out of poverty?
Vicki, another point that donators may want to make sure is that this donation is in fact tax deductible. What are the specifics that you need to look for to make sure that you can write it off?
So you can contact the charity that you're interested in working with. Most are 501c3Bs, which are allow you to write off your taxes. You need to consult with your tax advisor as well, depending upon your tax bracket. All those things are readily available.
Well, whether it's taxes or just goodwill, globally, the planet has increased its charitable giving. You were telling me that stat before we started.
Yes. So donations are up. People are thinking, as I said, more and more about giving. As we looked at some new statistics, it's interesting to see that the U.S. is number 2 Not a surprise there.
Well, yes, very interesting. The World Giving Index, which is an annual report published by the Charities Aid Foundation, ranking 130 countries, and the #1 most charitable country, Myanmar. 92% of people living there make donations. I was very surprised by that statistic. Are you?
Not really, because if you think of the culture of Myanmar and how they believe in it's an honor and it's dignified to give back to fellow man, I'm not really surprised, nor am I surprised about the U.S.
The U.S. second, New Zealand third, and rounding out the top 10, the U.K., pretty far removed from the top. I was surprised by that too. All right, thank you so much for joining us, Vicki Escarra, Global CEO of Opportunity International.